This is episode J, Jumping Fun at Airborne Trampoline Park. Hey, thanks for joining me this week on the podcast. I wanted to start by thanking our sponsors. The first sponsor is FEASTbox. FEASTbox is the ultimate global grill experience, specializing in Texas, Hawaiian, and Korean cuisine. Every order at FEASTbox helps feed those in need, and for the next 3 days, supports the A's for Adversity podcast. Visit their restaurants today and use the code NourishHope. It's time to feast. So again, that's July 27th through the 29th. You can go to any FEASTbox location in Utah and use the code NourishHope to help support the charity Full of Hope. This episode is also sponsored by Airborne Trampoline Park, which we'll be talking about in the episode. This is A is for Adversity, a podcast about navigating the obstacles in life. Thanks for joining us this season as we talk about how a community can help. I'm Jen.
And I'm Rachel. We're here to be a part of your community this year as we learn together.
Whew, I made it through another week, but just barely. Life just never seems to slow down, and time is kind of my enemy. I feel like I'm OCD about being punctual with time, but I've also found that I have kind of a scarcity mindset with time. I'm always looking at the clock and wondering how long things are going to take, and I really need to relax that part of me because it interferes with being present and just fully enjoying life and present with people and relationships. So nonetheless, it's down to the wire, and I'm trying to do this episode in one take. It hasn't been great so far with those sponsor scripts. I was getting really tripped up on the global grill experience. I had to say that about 5 times before I could get that tongue twister. Anyway, my boys and I went to Airborne Trampoline Park, and it's in the district in South Jordan, Utah, and it is small, but it is mighty. It is a great experience for your little ones and for your big ones, whatever age range. It was just a really fun experience. When I was starting to record this episode, Rowan asked me if he could share what he liked, and I told him of course he can. So I will start with him, and then I'll jump back on and share some of the things that I loved about it. Okay, now it's on. Thank you for joining us, Rowan. It's good to have you on the podcast again. And remember, if you nod your head, people don't know what you're talking about. So make sure you say something so that they can hear your words. How are you?
Good.
Did you like when we went to the trampoline park?
Yes.
What was your favorite part?
I liked the pit.
Ooh, can you describe the pit to us?
It has blocks in it.
And what are the blocks made out of?
Foam.
Ooh, so how does it feel when you get to jump in it?
Kind of dusty.
Kind of dusty? How else does it feel?
Kind of soft.
What would you compare it to? Would you say it's like jumping into a cloud? Is it jumping into a bunch of pillows? What does it feel like you're doing?
Jumping into a bunch of pillows.
What else did you like about the trampoline park?
The giant cube that you could play in that has a shark doorway.
Oh, yeah, I really liked that, too. That was a really good space for you and Brent and Emerson, huh? Because it's kind of for little kids.
Yeah, and there's a big blue slide that you go.
Yeah.
And there was also wavy slides.
Ooh, wavy slides.
And bridges.
Were the wavy slides big or small?
Big.
Yeah. And we took a picture of us going down the wavy slide, so maybe I'll have to share that picture on my website. Okay, well, thank you, Rowan. I appreciate you sharing.
Yeah, you're welcome.
It's always fun to hear it from the mouth of a child. So, as Rowan first mentioned, the foam pit was really fun. We've been to a couple other trampoline parks, and some of them have done away with those pits by covering them with some fabric, and others still have them. I appreciate that they have them because it's quite the experience to sink down in and to be able to throw the cubes around and make towers with the cubes and knock them over. But I understand that some places might have done that for sanitary reasons. The other thing Rowan was talking about, he calls it the cube because it's this, walled off area for younger children, and they call it the Guppy Playground. And so, as Rowan mentioned, the entrance to it is a big shark, so that's really fun right off the bat. I'd say it's perfect for ages 0 to 7. The max height is 51 inches, so however tall your kiddo is. And it's sort of an obstacle course. Like Rowan mentioned, it has tunnels, slides, soft steps, floors that are perfect for crawling, so my 1-year-old even enjoyed it. And there were just so many areas to explore. I did not meet the max height requirement, but I still went up with my 1-year-old just so I could, keep an eye on him and let him explore all the areas. But the kids do great on their own, too. The main area was similar to other trampoline parks we've been to, with various trampolines and tightrope type situations and chicken sort of game where you can knock your opponent over into the foam pits. They also had a swinging trapeze and swing. And I would say that the employees are really good at monitoring what's going on and facilitating the play. We went to one area where it was sort of a launch pad for bouncing, so you could jump really high and get some good air. But the employee came over and indicated the height requirement, and all 3 of my boys were not tall enough, so we left the area. But I appreciated that hands-on interaction because it really showed that the employees were doing what they needed to be doing and working hard to keep the young ones safe. Again, this trampoline park is located in the district in South Jordan, Utah. And at first glance, it doesn't look like much because it's just kind of hidden in the strip mall and there's no windows. But again, once you walk inside, it's a whole world of fun, and you can have events there, birthday parties, family reunions, anything that you want. You do need special socks to jump so that they have the grips on the bottom. We had some from a different trampoline park, and they were really good about letting us use those. And then, of course, you have to sign a waiver when you first go. You can either do that before you go online or right there at the location, and it only takes a couple minutes. The other neat thing was they have special pricing for ages 4 and under, so that made it really affordable for my family to go because all I had to pay for was my 5-year-old and myself. I hope you check it out, especially if you're in the area. We had such a great time. And the last thing I'll say, too, is that we even went on Pioneer Day, a holiday, and it wasn't too crowded. We went in the morning, and so as we were leaving, there was a lot of people coming in, but we kind of hit the sweet spot. I'd say if you're going to go, morning is best, just before the crowds. But again, anytime you go, you'd have a great experience. Thanks for tuning into the podcast, and I will talk to you again next week. Remember, if you're a busy mom looking to maintain your identity or wondering what that even means, come find us on aisforadversity.com/boost and join us in the Sunshine community. We'd love to have you there. Let's grow together.